CFP. He has been the lead instructor for Becker CPA Review. He knows a bit about being a pirate. Tom, please welcome Tom for his next speech.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and honored guests. We're going to start with this sing-along. Yo ho ho ho.
A pirate's life for me.
Very good. When you think of a pirate, do you think of Captain Jack Sparrow?
Yes.
Okay. I do sometimes. I think of a scallywag, swashbuckler, buccaneers, or Joseph Conrad called them those colorful vagabonds of the sea. Very romantic image of pirates. But were they really? No, they were really murderers, hijackers, plunderers, thieves, bad boys. That's what they were. The oldest history of pirating was actually from ancient Greece. A Viking literally means a sea raider. So pirating goes back very, very far, thousands of years. But the golden age of piracy was from 1720 to 1820. And there were many pirates back then around the Barbary Coast, which is in North Africa. It was quite common for governments to simply pay tribute to the pirates. Protection money. We'll pay the pirates money, line item in the budget, and then the pirates would not bother the merchant ships of that country. Well, about that time, we're talking 1720 to 1820, there was a new nation that was conceived, the United States of America. Well, we were broke. Some things never change, obviously. We were broke, so Thomas Jefferson said, we are not going to pay tribute to these pirates anymore. Today's a really special day, November 10th. Well, November 10th, 1775 is when the Marine Corps was born, 236 years ago today. I'm going to sing again for you. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. That's it. Why were we on the shores of Tripoli? Where is Tripoli? Tripoli is in Libya, the Barbary Coast, which is the very northern tip of Africa along the Mediterranean Sea. You have Libya, Egypt, Tanzania, so on and so forth. And there were pirates there, so our Marines, because we refused to pay tribute, went in to the shores of Tripoli and we fought the pirates. And lo and behold, the golden age of piracy ended in 1820 because of our Marines and our Navy.
Wow.
It's over. Is it over? Are there still pirates? They moved a little bit to the east. And where is that? Somalia. Now, those are some bad boys. Very bad boys. And they tend to attack merchant ships, oil tankers, and even private yachts. And their average bounty is now more than $5 million per incident. Very, very profitable, especially if you live in Somalia. $5 million is a lot of money. But let's talk about other types of piracy. Piracy can be at sea, or it can be simply using something for which you don't have a license. Okay? Now, if I want a CD or DVD on the cheap, I might just run down to the flea market. If I want some really expensive software, I might just buy the copy. Okay? Remember Napster?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Napster had a very ethereal history. It started in 1999, and it was really a peer-to-peer file sharing software. Well, the recording industry didn't like that because most of the files that were being shared were music files. And Napster said, That's not piracy because somebody buys the song and they simply share it over the internet with all their friends. It's not piracy because somebody did buy it. Even in the 50s, you could go down to the record store, buy a record, and you share it with your friends. What's wrong with that, right? Well, the judge said everything was wrong with it. It's piracy. So because of that short ethereal period that they lasted, only 2 years, the judge shut them down, which was pretty easy to do because it was headquartered in the United States. Now, I worked the last 22 years or so, a long time, for Becker Professional Review. That's why I wore this shirt today. It's our little pyramid. And wouldn't you just love to pay $3,000 to come to my class to hear me drone on and on and on about earnings per share, deferred taxes, contract law, or those other exciting topics? Wouldn't you love it? Get you pumped up, right? But you know, $3,000 is a lot of money, so maybe you'd rather have it half price. I like a deal. And because it's the end of the year, you might like to only pay $800 for it. Because let's face it, you're going to be a cheap CPA one day, right? All you have to do is Google CPA Passmaster. You'll come up to this wonderful site that says CPA Passmaster, cheap Becker material. And everything is great. You're loving life. It says we can do this because, if you may or may not know, we buy in bulk from Becker, take a slight markup and sell it to you. Well, you couldn't really know that because it's not true, it's a lie. Okay? If you have a problem, call the 800 number for Becker, they'll take care of you. They'll tell you, get lost, we don't know who you are. All these kind of things. It says, use PayPal, it's very secure. So you try and use PayPal? Oh, I'm sorry. That's temporarily down. Use our site. So you give your credit card numbers and information to who? Pirates. Now you'd think we could just go ahead and shut these people down real easily like they did with Napster, but we don't know where they are. They're not in the United States. They might be in China. They might be in Somalia. Thank you for your attention. I hope you learned something today.